Men who don't want to get married but complain about the lack of trad women is silly. We agree on a lot, but I think it's better when you have more pushback on the show. Table of pick-me's today equals thumbs down.
I do agree with that, honestly.
That everybody here is a pick-me?
No. No.
Are you a pick-me?
It's funny because I literally just said that.
No. I'm talking about the first statement.
Oh, the first statement?
Yeah.
Don't get married, boys. Don't do it. Don't get married.
And how are you going to ask for a traditional woman, Brian?
Because
the traditional woman that you want is going to want to get married.
Independent boss man, and I can. Women do that shit all the time.
I get that, but
I'm just
but we're
serving up
saying
a dish
that
of equality.
Yeah, but we've said that that's
equality. I'm not going to marry you, but you better do my laundry.
Oh God.
You're such a troll sometimes.
It's true though. What?
Nothing.
I'm just saying, you know.
I agree.
I just channeled Bill Burr there.
That was a good one, actually.
I understand your argument. Obviously, it's incredibly difficult with the lack of traditional women out there, but you can't expect a traditional woman and then not adhere to the values that she's going to want as
Anonymous
well.
donated $69. Hello, Brian and panel. To the quadriplegic TTS. Proud of you, sir. I personally give you a standing ovation. Keep that head up and keep on rolling.
Oh my God.
Bro.
Wow.
Brutal.
Wow.
No, that was funny.
That was funny.
That
I liked
funny.
it. That was good.
Even Quadman would be laughing at that.
Yeah. I don't think they want to be like coddled. You know, they want to be treated equally. Yeah, you can joke about me, right?
I would assume so if they have a good sense of humor.
Sense of humor about it.
It's
You
important.
know, maybe, I don't know.
It's important to be able to laugh at yourself a bit.
Yeah.
It's very important in the Australian culture. It takes
I think
the
it's
piss out of
important
ourselves.
in any culture. Or at least it should be.
But about the marriage thing, in favor of. I don't think I'm gonna get married.
It's very similar to how these feminist leftist women want traditional conservative men. It's a very similar trade-off.
I actually think it is a stronger position, though. For example, like a woman who's a feminist who wants a guy to pay for a first date. I do think that a man being hesitant to marriage, even if he's traditional or inclined to be traditional, or he desires a traditional partner, I think it's really valid because the state has sort of destroyed marriage, and
disagree.
there's laws on the books when it comes to marriage that, like, there's actually tangible reasons for why a man could object, valid reasons for a man not wanting to get married under the current social climate and under the current legal climate.
I don't object to that whatsoever.
So I think it like, men have a valid reason.
No, I understand the hesitancy, and it's completely valid. But at in the same breath, you can't expect this very moral traditional woman to not have her own desires, traditional desires of marriage and family.
For shizzle.
Can I just say, with this argument, I always find it a little bit useless, and I enjoy watching you guys talk about it, but the argument of whether men should get married or not, obviously if we want a healthy society, men should get married. But this is a spiritual problem. This is not a political problem. This is a problem that people don't believe in God anymore. As atheism has gotten more prominent in our societies, everything just tends to crumble. So when people don't believe in God and that they're not a part of a church and they don't adhere to that sort of worldview and lifestyle, this seeps in. So unfortunately, as much as it would be, we can argue back and forth to secular people as to whether they should get married or not, and what are the perks and what are the risks, because there are a lot of risks involved. There are also good perks as well. This is a spiritual problem.
Absolutely. I completely concur.
Yeah, I mean, it's very dangerous these days for men to get married in a secular sense. And as much as I'm a proponent of the nuclear family, and it's my own goal one day, I completely understand why a man wouldn't want to get married.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree.
In a secular sense, I mean, you heard what Liam just said then. Men are getting absolutely shafted on the daily.
I agree. I would like to know what advice you would give to men to kind of seek out the right type of woman so that they don't get caught in that situation later on if they do.
Well, this is a really tough one. Yeah. No, it's a good one. But this is a really tough one because if you don't have a religious worldview and belief, then like if you're in a secular relationship, how do you define your values? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So once again, I would say probably seek out some sort of a. Okay, here's what I'd say to guys: go and do some research into the apologist William Lane Craig and look at his work into the case for Jesus Christ. There's also a movie called The Case for Christ, and there's a book called The Case for Christ as well, and it lays out all of the details about why Jesus was a historical figure and how he died on the cross and all of the evidence that he was resurrected, and see if that changes your mind as to whether Christianity is just a myth and a fairy tale. Because you can't just click your fingers and start believing. You can't just click your fingers and just become a Christian. You have to actually do the intellectual heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want a lightning bolt and they're, oh, that's my spiritual moment. But unfortunately for most people, it's about getting up every single day and fending off all of the ills of the world and all of the degeneracy of the world, all of the cultural and political ills and all of the squalid behavior that we engage in, and to try and actually create your own foundation and to try and but it's not easy. It's something that we have to do every single day.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that marriage falls apart a lot of the times, I mean, like you were saying, due to the lack of religious beliefs. And I mean, we are in such a secular world right now. But there's nothing, if you don't have God as the foundation of your relationship, what are you being held accountable to?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing. Yeah, like you said, there's no moral backbone. Like we can all say, I mean, there are sets of morals that we on a broad scale, even the secular world, can agree that are wrong, but obviously our morals have to come from somewhere. And when you don't, and when you have secular beliefs, there's no backbone to that. There's no origin to that. And it's very hard to continue to define the smaller the ills go.
100%.
For Shizzle, a couple more notes here. We have. You didn't want to engage on the makeup thing? We can.
No, I think you're absolutely right that some people can look like a completely different person, and it is very deceiving. But I thought your perspective prior to Sunday was that you didn't want any makeup, like you would.
Let's do it.
You would have your.
That is what he'd prefer.
Yeah, that is. But like on a panel.
If I had
no, like in a female girlfriend or partner.
okay.
Real Trump donated $69. To the Irwin kids, does Australia have the same laws as the USA regarding child support and alimony, aka the guy gets screwed? I know Singapore has neither and men are more willing to have families.
Take it.
I mean, I have 12 lawyers that work for me, so I'm the bad one to answer this because I don't really do well with the law. So maybe you could take this one.
Yeah, Australia has pretty strict laws as well, and this is pretty much throughout the Western world.
Amanda underscore.
Here, I'm going to just skip it, and then if you want to finish, and then I'll re-trigger this in a sec.
Yeah, I mean, Australia has equally bad laws. I'm not 100% sure about what the laws are in the United States, but in Australia, women win all the court cases as well, pretty much, and guys get constantly screwed over and they get their kids taken away from them. And this is one of the main reasons for male deletion. And there's a lady called Bettina Arndt, who's an Australian author. I had her on my podcast, the reality-based podcast, if anyone wants to go check it out. And she wrote a book called Men Too, and she just goes through all of the statistics about how men are getting screwed in the legal system. And unfortunately, one of the things that nobody wants to talk about is that men are deleting themselves at unprecedented rates in society at the moment. And one of those reasons is because they get into their... And a lot of people will say, oh yeah, men should just talk about their feelings more. But unfortunately, what happens when you've got nowhere to go? A lot of the people who are deleting themselves are north of 40. That's the biggest age bracket. And a lot of the people in that bracket who are deleting themselves, it's because they've lost their family. They've had breakdown of relationships. They've been financially drained. And then they get to a point where they just, what's the point in even living? And then they end up on a noose. And this is a massive problem that nobody wants to talk about. So,
Good answer.
Well put. Let me pull up the message from Amanda here.
Amanda underscore the underscore med underscore tech donated $69. This is one of the best panels that I have watched, and I have admittedly binge watched a lot of them. Very great discussions, off topic but to the nurse. The lab does not hemolyze samples on purpose.
I'm not a nurse. I'm not a nurse anymore. I don't know what that means. Why?
Did somebody, one of you,
I
talk
know
about
what she's saying.
hemolyzing?
Yeah, I know what she's saying.
Claims.
No.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Thank
you, Amanda, for the nursing knowledge,
redraw my
knowledge
labs.
bomb, info bomb, truth bomb. Appreciate it. So wait, okay, on the makeup thing really quick. Okay, so if let's say in this hypothetical world, I just had authoritarian, total power, would I ban makeup? I would ban makeup.
Makes sense.
You couldn't produce it, you couldn't buy it, you couldn't wear it. In fact, the penalties: producing it, misdemeanor; wearing it, felony.
You know what would happen?
Straight to jail.
A black market for makeup.
You put on some mascara, straight to jail.
You'd have makeup cartels.
Makeup cartels.
Yeah, because you'd open up a black market for makeup.
Right.
And then you'd have like Pablo Escobar of makeup.
They're wearing the crime on their face.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty identifiable.
You don't think this is going to be like the most authoritarian? The police.
I'll take it over North Korea. That's all
makeup
that's
police.
on offer.
Like, what do you guys think? You guys down for that? Like, if I just
I hate wearing makeup. I can't.
let's
do
go.
It.
Let's
I don't have
fucking
any,
go.
yeah.
I'm chilling
That's
for
why,
that.
like,
Yeah.
Think about
I'm
it
the
though.
lowest rated person.
No other women get to wear makeup either.
Yeah.
I'd be the
I
first
think
one
that'd
selling
make it
black
a lot
market
less
makeup, and I make
It
sure.
kind of levels.
It would. No, you're right there. It
See
would
that
make
gap
it a
in the
lot.
market?
It would make it a lot.
I'd
Maddie
make
said
millions.
this.
Yeah.
You know, I'd
Maddie
have
said
two
this, but
Lambos instead of
it
one.
would make it a lot less competitive for females.
It would level the playing
Yeah,
field.
it would. It would.
You can't
That's
one up
true.
in any other way.
It would save on
Right.
time. It would save on a lot of time.
Takes
Yeah.
so much time. I can't do it.
Do you know how many millionaires
And
were
it's
major in prohibition?
expensive. It's not cheap.
Because you just make alcohol in your bathtub and you become rich. So I'll be making makeup in my bathtub and selling it on the streets.
Doesn't sound sanitary.
Just like yes.
Yeah.
I just want the money.
I think we'd
Yeah.
see improvement
And
on mental health
courtesy
with
of
like
Brian,
young
I'd-
girls too.
Yeah.
Clean up.
Yeah.
I'd ban
Would you ban
plastic
plastic
surgery.
surgery?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like for cosmetic purposes.
Because I
Okay.
think if you ban makeup, you'd have to ban
Of
plastic
course.
surgery too.
Fake
because
titties first to go.
If you did,
You have to
ban
get them
makeup,
out. If
more
you already have
women-
them, there's not like a grandfather shit. They have to be removed. What's
What
up?
about those who like?
Wait, sorry,
I was
Madison.
gonna
What are you
say, like,
saying?
because I think if you did ban makeup, more women would get more plastic surgery to like counteract
Plastic
it.
surgery ban too.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd
you'd
stop
have to
saying
ban
that all.
both. You'd have to ban both.
Yeah.
Both of them. Get rich.
Yeah. I would
So
also
maybe too
ban.
capitalist for this podcast, to be honest.
What else would I ban? High-waisted jeans.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really like them. I don't know.
You'd like low waisted better, or like just like a mid waist?
I don't even know. People would have there would be
You
a
have a
dress
preference
code.
on jeans?
No, there'd be I don't know. I'm just joking. I don't care about the jeans. You guys down for the banning of the makeup though?
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
You guys gonna vote for me?
Hey, I like my
Sound like a
makeup.
villain, man.
For you.
Because
It's my life.
If
I
it's banned
will-
for everyone.
I will get power through democracy, but then I'll take the democracy away. I'm just saying. No, I'm
Of
kidding.
course you
Step by
would.
step.
Just okay.
If you actually had the power, though, would you like criminalize that?
Yeah.
Would I criminalize
Like,
makeup?
Like actually.
I'd probably get
P underscore
assassinated
G
by the
donated
fucking beauty industry.
$69. Atheists are good-hearted people, and to disregard their beliefs because you feel so strong in your convictions makes me sad. Do you believe that Christianity is the only answer?
Oh, that's an easy one. I mean, you just have to look throughout history, and you have to look at the most successful cultures and the most successful societies throughout history. And then you look at what happens when societies degenerate into atheism. There's many examples of it throughout the entire 20th century. You can just look at the Soviet Union. You can look at Mao's China. These are cultures that worshipped their leader, their authoritarian leader, as God. And human beings have an innate desire to worship. And if it's not going to be God that they're going to worship, they're going to worship something. And then I would ask you, if you said that atheists have good beliefs, what are their beliefs? And how are they founded?
That's not to say that they are not good-hearted people. Of course, there can be very secular people that are good-hearted. They're just lost.
Yeah. No, I'd say, yeah, they're good people, but like Jordan Peterson's got this great quote where he says that our culture and our society is living off the corpses of our ancestors. And what he means by that is that good people in the modern world tend to act like Christians. They'll act according to the Christian worldview.
Absolutely.
However, they won't have a religious conviction. But that's because we're spoiled. But unfortunately, if you don't replenish the food, it wears out after a while. And I think